I'm that challenge dude, and today I'm here at Epic Universe in Orlando, Florida. Now, ever since this park was first announced a couple of years ago, I've been so excited to come and see this place. I can't believe that I'm finally here. Now, this park has only been open for about 6 months or so it's still very new. And because of that, they haven't quite worked out all the kinks yet. There's a lot of bad reviews online about this park. Primarily people saying that they don't have enough attractions, and the attractions they do have often break down or have extremely long lines. So for today's challenge, I'm going to be testing out how valid those reviews are. The park is open from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., 12 hours. I'm gonna see how many total rides I can go on today. Now, the rules for this challenge are very simple. There are 12 attractions in this park. However, one of them is a water ride where you spray each other with water cannons, and I have a lot of filming equipment, so I'm not gonna be doing that. But I'm gonna do all of the other 11 attractions that the park has, and I'm going to ride every single one before I ride anything a second time. So I must ride all 11 rides, then I'll start my second round, and we're gonna see how many total rides I can get done today. Let's go into the park and see what our first ride's gonna be. Interesting. It says the Harry Potter ride will be closing early today. I was gonna head there for my first ride of the day anyways, because it usually has the longest waits in the park. I don't know exactly when it's closing. Maybe I'll get one, maybe I'll get 2 rides, who knows? All right, I am walking through the main gate. Let's start this challenge. I've made my way up to the gate to head into the wizarding world of Harry Potter. Let's go see if we can get in line for our first ride. Wow, this is awesome. Theming on point. It looks like Harry Potter and the Battle of the Ministry is currently down with no estimated time to open. So not a great start to the day. Let's move on to something else. So it looks like my first actual ride of the day is going to be Stardust Racers here, which is actually 2 roller coasters that duel each other, the biggest rides in the park. So since it's 2 separate roller coasters, I am going to consider this 2 attractions. So let's get in line for the first coaster and see what happens. It's 10:47 a.m. and I just got off my first ride of the day. I did the yellow side of the Stardust Racers, and that is an awesome roller coaster. I think the Islands of Adventure Park for Universal, both of the big coasters there are definitely better than this one, but this ride is great. It has some really good elements, really good couple of drops, and fantastic airtime moments. Super smooth, great roller coaster. I still have to do the green side, so I'm gonna go do that one next for my second ride. But I also have to say it's interesting, they have a locker system here. They are extremely strict. You cannot bring anything up to the platform where the ride loads. Like, you have to put everything in a locker, you have to go through a metal detector. They are crazy strict, so I'm not gonna be able to get any on-ride footage for you guys, which is really annoying. But the lockers are convenient if you're just here and not filming. But anyways, yeah, let's get back in line for coaster number 2. It's 11:15 a.m. I've gotten both of the Stardust Racer coaster sides done now, and I do think I liked the yellow side a little bit more than green, even though they're basically the same. Yellow's a little bit better, but I woke up super early today in order to drive here, so I'm getting really hungry. I'm gonna try to find some quick lunch before the next ride. So for lunch, I did end up getting the Bang Burger with fries. It cost me $22, which is to be expected, I guess. Let's try it out, though. That is definitely a high-quality burger. I have to say, I've eaten burgers at a lot of theme parks over the years, and this is probably one of the better ones I've had. I just got done with a really solid lunch. The Harry Potter ride is now open according to the app. It's also a 1 hour and 35-minute wait, but I don't know if that's going to get any shorter today, so let's go do it. It is time for ride number 3, Harry Potter and the Battle at the Ministry. Let's go.
Department of Magical Maintenance, the delay in operation is expected to continue. This delay may last for some time, and the Ministry is unable to provide an estimate on resuming of operations at this time.
I legitimately don't know if I have ever been this angry in my life. I got in line for like 10 minutes. The ride broke down. It ran for a couple minutes. The ride broke down. It ran for a couple minutes. The ride broke down. I just waited 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours. And finally I left because I couldn't take it anymore. And I kept just waiting and waiting and waiting because I was like, I've already been in line for so long. I can't just leave. I would have wasted all my time. And I was like, if I don't do it now, I'm not gonna get to do it because the park's been open for almost 6 hours and this ride has operated a total of 30 minutes the entire day. But I was like, I'm not gonna get to ride anything else. I feel like I've wasted half my day and I never even got to ride it. I am insanely fuming right now. Now, like I said earlier, I've never been to this park before and it feels like today booking a theme park vacation is more complicated than ever. Between the park options, ticket options, dining, accommodations, and travel, it's really hard to know where to start. That's why I recommend using Goofy Getaways to plan your next adventure. The Goofy Getaways travel advisors specialize in Universal and Disney destinations, which was perfect for my visit here to Epic Universe. They're able to create fully curated, easy-to-follow itineraries that save time, reduce stress, and allow you to maximize every moment of your vacation. So if you're feeling overwhelmed planning your next family trip, make sure to call in the experts by visiting goofygetaways.com. Now let's see what my next ride's gonna be. I am now making my way into the Isle of Berk. How to Train Your Dragonland. Maybe I'll actually get to go on a ride this time. All right, ride number 3 of the day finally is going to be Dragon Racers Rally. Let's do it. Whoa! 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 All right, I just got off the ride. The wait actually wasn't too bad for that one, and that was fun. It's a really, really short ride though, like literally like 60 seconds, and it's super low capacity, so I understand they have to do that to get a lot of people through. So it's not a long ride, but it was fun. I like that. It is now time for ride number 4, another roller coaster. We're gonna do Hiccup's Wing Gliders. Just got off of Hiccup's Wing Gliders, and that's a great family coaster. It's not super tall, it's not super fast, but it's got a great layout, super smooth, and very well themed, just a lot of fun. Now when I was waiting in line, it did break down, surprise, surprise, but it only lasted about 20 minutes, so not terrible, but still annoying. I've got a bunch more I'm trying to get done and only a few more hours to do it, so I gotta get moving. I'm now making my way into a new area of the park that I haven't been into yet. This is the Dark Universe area where they have all the Universal monsters at. This looks super cool. Oh yeah, I like this area. This is so cool. My next ride is gonna be right here in this creepy castle. Frankenstein Monsters Unchained. Let's check it out. That ride is awesome. The ride mechanics, the special effects, the animatronics themselves are incredible. Some of the best I've ever seen. That is a really cool ride, and it was only like a 10-minute wait. I don't know why this isn't more popular because that is an awesome ride. Ride number 6 is going to be Curse of the Werewolf, which is a spinning roller coaster here. I'm excited to try this one out. Let's go.
dark forest is dangerous. Keep to the marked path.
So I ended up waiting about an hour to ride that coaster, and it was fun. It had a couple of launches, went backwards, and obviously the spinning element adds some good forces, but it was a really quick layout, like not a long coaster at all. So it was fun, but just too short for me. As a general update, it is 7:14 p.m. right now. I've been checking the Harry Potter ride all day on the app. It never reopened, and eventually they just closed it for the day. So it operated a total of maybe 30 minutes out of 12 hours, which is just ridiculous for a marquee attraction. But because that ride didn't open and I'm not going to have an opportunity to go on it, I have 4 other operating rides that I need to try to get done in the last 2 hours and 45 minutes. I don't know if I can do it, but I'm going to try. I am now heading into the last section of the park that I haven't explored yet. This is going to be Super Mario Land. Let's go.
Hey, look at him.
Oh, wow. All right. This is really cool. This is so cool. Wow. I'm walking back to the Donkey Kong Country area because I want to do the Mine Cart Madness roller coaster next. It's the only coaster I haven't done yet. Looks like it's time for a ride on Mine Cart Madness. Let's go. Off of Minecart Madness, and this roller coaster has a very unique design where it actually sits on like an arm above the track that's below it, and I actually think it's a terrible design. I've never done a coaster like this, but because of the way it's designed, it is so rough. It absolutely throws you around, which is a real shame because the design of the buildings around it and the animatronics and the theming has been in all of the rides in this park is incredible. So it's really unfortunate that the ride experience takes away from the ride itself, which should be really good, but it's just not. And my next ride here is gonna be Yoshi's Adventure, which is a kid's ride, but I don't care, it's a ride. I'm inside of a Yoshi. That was just a kid's ride, but it was still kind of lame, like really short. A lot of these rides are really short. I've got one more ride to do here in Super Mario Land, and that is the Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge. Let's do it. I've got my Mario hat on. How do I look? Mario Kart ride, and that was really fun. It's very unique. So it's an interactive game where you're like shooting little things at the other people in front of you to try to knock them off the course, but it was a longer ride, so I liked that. And they had these cool VR goggles that had all of the characters and things happening as you went through the ride. So that was very, very unique. I haven't done anything like that. That's a fun ride. I think maybe the best ride in the Mario Land here. It is now time for the Constellation Carousel ride number 10, and the only operating ride in the park that I haven't gone on yet. Let's go get a nice leisurely spin. It's hard to describe, but that was definitely unlike any carousel I've ever been on. It doesn't have the typical look. Everything is kind of synchronized together and moving along in like a choreographed fashion. So I definitely like the uniqueness. That was cool. It's 8:52 p.m. I've done all 10 of the operating rides in the park now. I've still got 1 hour left, so I'm gonna run over to Stardust Racers and see if I can get 1 or 2 more rides on those before the park closes. I just got a notification on the app that they've opened the Harry Potter ride for the first time all day since today when I was in the line, and I feel like I'm taking a real gamble here, but it's the only ride I haven't been able to do, so I gotta try. Update. They said it's like a 3-hour wait, which I don't know how that's possible because there's only an hour left until the park closes. But I guess I was talking to an employee, they said they're gonna keep it open late since it was down all day. And if you get in line, they're gonna let you ride and stay open a little bit later. But like, I don't wanna be here past midnight waiting for that ride. So screw it, I'm going back to Stardust Racers because that's my favorite ride here. So good news, I was able to do both sides of the coaster, green and yellow, in about 25 minutes. It's gotten a bit chilly out and a lot of people have left because it's getting later. So that was good for me, I got to go do both. But that means I should have enough time to also go back and do Hiccup's coaster one more time. Maybe my last ride though. I was able to literally just walk up and get on that coaster without even waiting at all. So I'm thinking I might be able to get another ride in on something. Dragon Racers Rally. Let's get another ride in. It's 9:54 p.m. They haven't closed the line for Monsters Unchained yet. I'm gonna make it just in time for this to be my last ride of the day. It's 10:18 p.m. I just walked out of the main gate there, and thank goodness for the slow crowds at night. That really saved my day. I ended up getting a total of 15 rides done today in 12 hours. As far as my final thoughts, I do have a lot of positive things about this park. You can tell it's new, it's fresh, it's clean, everything looks really nice. The theming is incredible, which I said several times in this video today. The staff was amazing, everybody I ran into was so nice, and other than a couple of snafus and one big snafu, the ride operations were really solid on most of the rides. And now for the main question, are those bad reviews valid? Well, unfortunately, I think a lot of them are, for the most part. One of the primary complaints, as I said, lack of attractions. They do have a good mix of attractions for all ages, but it does feel a little lacking. Like there's a lot of room for expansion here. There's simply not enough for everybody to do to thin out the crowds, which is the reason that a lot of these waits get so long for the rides. And as far as the reviews go for rides breaking down, the Dragon roller coaster I did break down for about 20 minutes, but that came up quick and I didn't see it down a lot throughout the day. Most of the other rides seem to be operating very well throughout the day, but obviously the big bugaboo here is the Harry Potter ride. From what I've read online, it barely operates, it is constantly down, and it really ruined the entire middle section of my day. And that really leaves a sour taste in my mouth. It's just really frustrating when one of your most billed marquee attractions just doesn't work. And even when it does work, you're looking at a 2 to 3+ hour wait all day long. So do I recommend coming to Epic Universe? Yes, but with a few reservations. The first is, if you're coming here because you love Harry Potter, you're like gambling really hard because there's a good chance you're not even going to get on that ride. I would recommend going to Islands of Adventure or Universal Studios. The Harry Potter rides they have there are much more reliable. You're going to have a better chance of riding those. I would not come here until they've ironed this ride out better. Number 2, I am here on a random Wednesday and no holiday, nothing special, no special events, nothing. And I had a lot of long waits today. I cannot imagine coming here on a weekend or during a holiday or a big event or something like that. So if you're thinking about coming at one of those times, don't even waste your time. It's just gonna be insane. I think it's time for me to head to my hotel now. I'm really tired. Overall, Epic Universe, pretty cool. I think it has the potential to be a lot better though, so I'll probably be back another day sometime. And if you've ridden the Harry Potter ride here somehow, drop a comment below on whether you liked it and what it was like. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, turn those notifications on so you never miss a That Challenge Dude video. I'll see you guys on the next one.